Howdy, amigos. This is Dave from AdventureAmigos.net here to play some Duskers on our inaugural Twitch video here. And forgive me if it's a bit rough, but I've never done a live Twitch video. This isn't live. This is pre-recorded, but it's only because I want to make sure that I have everything right before we throw this out there. Because the first one I made, I spent like 45 minutes doing, and I realized that the desktop audio was turned way too loud, so all you could hear was the game, and it was just like in the background of me. So it was kind of, maybe it's better that way. I don't know. And I'm sorry if you guys hear this fan in the background. I got this nifty little USB fan. It's awesome if you're a desktop gamer that gets really hot, or laptop gamer, should I say. Any gamer, really. But I have little nubs on it, so hopefully it doesn't get too annoying. Like I said, I don't even know if the mic's picking it up. Who knows? That's another reason why we're not doing this live yet. Anyway, just kind of a test to make sure everything's working good, but if you guys like it, let me know in the comments. I want to play some Duskers, like I said, and the reason I want to do that as our first video is I don't think a lot of people really know what Duskers is. You know, from the screenshot, if you were looking at games and you saw the back of the Duskers box, you'd be like, oh, this looks boring as hell. Based on the screenshots, based on the description. The description's really awesome in my opinion, but it's one of those games I think I'm going to play it and you guys can watch, and I think it'll help you guys to understand, those of you who are even interested in Duskers, to see what it's all about. So you can go out and buy it, hopefully, because it's a fantastic game, and we should support these developers that make this game, and hopefully they'll make a sequel. Anyway, so basically what it is I'll put it in easy to understand terms because I'm not looking at the description right in front of me, but you're basically like this person who is in control of a ship. You're kind of lost out in space, and you have drones on board your ship, and you're basically trying to get home, I would assume, and you basically go throughout the galaxy. You find other ships, derelicts, wrecks, and you can board them with your drones. Now, the cool thing about Duskers, the whole thing hinges upon, is that you physically don't go aboard these ships. Like I said, you send your drones, but they also don't have, like, you know, HD video cameras on their heads where you can see exactly where you're going and driving. You're kind of seeing this from like almost a sonar perspective, and you'll see when I start playing it. It adds a whole awesome level to it that's very unique in gaming. And also there's a lot of typing because you type your commands to your drones. So it's kind of old school, but it's awesome, and you'll see, like I said. And being a Twitch video, this is not an official Adventure Amigos review video, or this is not where I have to sound all stylish and cool and witty. So I'm just going to shut the hell up at times and not even talk, probably. And you guys can just watch. I'm also cooking chicken, so if I get up once or twice, I don't know. I don't think I'll stop the video. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. We'll get this thing going. So when you start it up, you can obviously see the little screen here. It's kind of retro, looking like you're on old computers, alien type. So we'll hit enter. So basically where you are, and there's like bare bones story too. Like there's no real story other than you're just going from place to place, looking for supplies, looking for stuff to, you know, materials, scrap metal, whatever, so you can craft new equipment. Once in a while you'll find drones that are broken down. You have to bring them back to your ship, fix them. There are enemies. They're aliens, from what I would assume. Evil robots. I've already started a game, but we're starting over here just for this little playthrough. But anyway, let's get started. So there's my ship right there. I don't know if you can see my mouse pointer. If you can, more power to you. You know, there's no mouse control in this game. It's all through the keyboard. So old school gamers rejoice. Old school PC gamers, should I say, rejoice. Anyway, so there's our ship right there. The little blue diamond triangle thingy right there. That's where we start off. You can see that we're called current ship the Justice Rider. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 drones. And the places that you see that are coming out of them, those are places we can go, like wrecks and derelict ships. There's a fuel depot. And you'll notice when we click on, or when we hover over them, it'll give some information off to the right. So that's called the Skeksis. That's awesome for the Dark Crystal fans out there. It's class government C-class ship. It has infestation types 2. Infestation. I can't talk right now, man. It's been a long day. Infestation types 2. That means that according to the scanners, which are not by any means absolute, so when you get on these ships, you have to do additional scans, because this is just kind of giving you an idea of what it thinks is on board. It's saying that there's roughly 2 enemies on that ship, somewhere. We don't know where. And you'll see kind of how this plays out. It's 174 years old, but in stable condition. So that's good, because when you want to board a ship, you don't want to... You're going to have to go aboard ships that are not in stable condition. In fact, I can probably find one that's not. Maybe not in the starting galaxy. Nah, they're all stable. How convenient. But you'll see in later stages in other galaxies and other systems that you're gonna see wrecks that are in they're in bad condition. Airlocks are like volatile. At any time there could be radiation leaks, so it gets dicey. But these ships, this first system I forgot, and it's all procedurally generated too. So this is not the same for every player. You're not going to start, for instance, in the Skythorpe system. For instance, you might start somewhere else. But anyway, these are all stable. It's a nice place to start. Get your chops. Distance, it's 2 spaces away from where I am now. Or, I'm sorry, not 2 spaces, but 2 propulsions. So if you look down on the bottom, you're going to see scrap. That's how much scrap we have. Propulsion units, we have 6 of 6 propulsion because we haven't gone anywhere. And we're capable of 2 jumps. Jumps meaning we can jump to other galaxies. That's obviously going to go down as we use it, so that's the whole point of... One of the points of investigating wrecks and derelicts is that we're going to... And stations is that we're looking for fuel, among other things. Fuel probably being one of the most important because it allows us to get from place to place and allows us to get the hell out of Dodge when we need to. But anyway, let's start with the Justice Rider, or I'm sorry, the Skeksis. Let's go board it. And real quick, actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you, just for a sense of scale. So we're in the Skythorpe system. I'm going to click over to Galaxy, and that shows pretty much like the local systems that are in this area. Now, that's by far not all of it, and I'll zoom out one more time. There's no data on the universe. We obviously haven't had anything yet, but it's a very big place, this game. So it's basically just starting us off in a little fraction of it. If I hit D for drone config, you can see the drones that are in my bay currently. And they all have cute little names. I have Robbie and Aaron and Brandon. And they're all boys just by chance. There are girls in there, so it's not a sexist game for all you people who are like, where are the chicks? 110 out of 100. Those are their hull strengths, I guess you could say. Shows how much damage they can take. Now, the 3 spaces underneath them are what they can equip. Each drone, you can specialize a different way for them to do different things. And you want to play around with this and kind of get a good combination of things on your drones that are going to serve you well when you're on these ships, when you board these ships. Because once you're on them, you're kind of stuck there until you decide to leave. Once you leave, you cannot go back to that ship. So if you get on board a ship and you forgot something like a motion sensor, which is, you need a motion sensor 24/7. Like, don't leave home without it. But if you get on board a ship, you forgot your motion sensor, and you decide, oh, I need to go back to my ship and get it, you can do that, but that closes out your opportunity to go back to that ship. So make sure that you come up with a good idea of what you need each time you go out, because you kind of have one shot at the ship you're on. So you'll see that Robbie has a motion sensor, 50 of 50 motion sensors loaded. He also has a gather function, which allows you to gather resources that you find. Aaron has a generator unit, and the empty spaces underneath him, those are just spaces where you can equip other things if you have them, other modules, if you will. So Aaron has a generator module, which allows him to power up generators on board ships, which then power things like doors and security systems and crap like that. Brandon has a tow feature, which if you come into contact with something like another drone that's broken down, you can tow it back to your ship. And he also has a lure. 6 out of 6 lures. He has 6 lures, which you can plant like a little trap. Not a trap, but it's like a lure for an enemy, and they'll go after it, giving you time to either escape, grab something, and whatever, basically get the hell out of there. So anyway, let's get out of that. Ship configuration, you'll see that we have nothing on our ship right now. It's like There's nothing customizable because we haven't done anything. Modifications. This is where you can repair, as you can see right there. You can repair your drones if they get damaged. You can upgrade them. You can upgrade your ship, and you can also create. And as you can see, I can create, gather, generator, and tow right now. You'll find schematics for other things, and you'll find stuff for other things along the way. So you'll be able to craft a lot of things throughout this game, which is important to grab all the scrap you find as well. Anyway, let's board this ship, man. So I don't think I'm missing anything else. Objectives. There is, okay, so I take it back. There is kind of a loose story. Basically, all you know is that everybody in the galaxy disappeared. Everybody in the universe is gone, and you don't know why. And it's up to you whether you want to like get into the story or not. I kind of just, I don't know. I ignored it, but if you want, I guess it's cool. You know, to kind of read all these little notes and find out maybe what happened to them through like piecing together clues. But anyway, and you'll find clues throughout games. Like when you board a ship, you might be able to download their computer log, their data log, and it'll have little snippets of clues maybe that'll point to what happened to them. So you can go through all that. That's pretty much it. So let's board. So we're going to hit B. Oops. I need to click on it. Okay, so it's two propulsions away, so we're going to hit travel. Actually, I'm all over the place. We're on the Opal Star right now. That blue thing is where I am. See, I told you I'm a noob, kind of. That blue thing is our ship. We're hovering above the Opal Star right now, which is barge class. Distance is 0 because we're on top of it. 172 years old. It's stable. Shows that there's 94 scrap aboard, so let's board this thing. So we're going to hit B. Here you can select the drones you want to take with you. You can take up to 4, and you have 3 reserve tanks, or bays rather, for drones. I only have 3 drones. You only start with 3 drones, so we're taking those guys. Press enter to board derelict. Let's do it. And the sound effects in this game are really cool too. Like, they're very basic, but I love that old school computer sound. The old, I don't know, just does something for me. No communications found. This is where it would show you if you dug up a log or something. I said dug up a log. Anyway, here you go. This is about 50% of the screen you're going to be looking at all the time. I can use my arrow keys and you can kind of see. So A1 is the airlock, obviously. You didn't know that. So see, 1, 2, and 3, those little guys, those are my drones. And I'm in R1, which is room 1. And that's my ship. That's basically kind of a representation of my ship. I'm at the airlock 1 of this ship I'm boarding. So what we're going to do is we're going to type A1, and you can see it down in the little console here. And there's help commands. There's a great tutorial which you can go through, and it'll teach you the commands. But you can kind of watch what I'm doing, and you'll see. It comes very naturally after about half an hour, 45 minutes of playing this. You'll have it down pat. Oh, I gotta cover the chicken, man. I had the lid off so it would get a little brown. Gotta put it back on so it steams. Anyway, I'm gonna hit A1. We're gonna open airlock 1. Now, airlock 1 is open. We're assuming that there was nothing in that room. We're hoping there was nothing in that room. You could run a motion sensor, which I'll show you in a minute, but I've never encountered anything yet in an opening room, so we're just gonna do it. So, 1, 2, and 3. 1 is Robbie, 2 is Aaron, and 3 is Brandon. I like to usually move the one with the motion control or the motion sensors in first, just because they're kind of like the point man. They can see what's out there. So we're going to type 1, and that'll bring us down to this kind of radar view, this sonar view of our drones. And as you can see, I'm controlling Robbie. I can hit 2. I'm controlling Aaron. You'll notice that his sensors are a bit different. You're seeing what he sees, so it's a little bit different. Let me hit 3. Brandon. He obviously has different technology, so you see things differently than Aaron or Robbie. But let's go back to Robbie. We're going to go into this this room here. Looks like there's a generator right there. I don't know what that is. Ooh, there's an open door. Might as well just look in there. A little corridor going to a D3. And at any time you can hit spacebar. It'll take you back to this aerial. And since I had explored a little, you can now get a bigger picture of what's going on here. So there's room 2 and room 3. And all we see in room 2 so far is that generator. So what I'm going to want to do is, oh, and that looks like fuel. That looks like fuel. And as you can see up in the upper left, Robbie has a gather tool. So I can type gather. And Robbie, oops, not a gather, gather. Sorry, I have a big mic right in front of the keyboard. And you'll see Robbie will go over there and he'll gather fuel. 0 days propulsion acquired, reserved, no jump, 0, 0, yeah. So basically I gathered nothing. There was nothing in that, it was just empty. Get used to it, it happens. There's a terminal. So this terminal, without getting into too much detail, if you have a drone that has the interface tool, they can come up to this, use it, and download things like the ship layout, maps, etc. Anyway, let's get to Aaron because he has the generator. We're going to bring him up to the generator, bring him right next to it. We're going to type generator, and it auto-completes it, as you can see, which is very nice. So, power's on, and now, for whatever that's worth, you can see a little bit more of the ship. This ship looks okay so far. Let's go back to Robbie, go up here, and we're going to run a motion. Now what this is going to do is you're going to see it basically runs a motion check of everything in the ship, the parts of the ship that you can see so far. Green means okay, yellow means there's something in there, but it's probably not hostile, and red means there's something hostile in the room. I don't see any red in room 4 up there behind D13, door 13, and so I'm going to go ahead and open door 3, or door 13, I'm sorry. And we're going to take control of Robbie and move him in there and see what's in there. Probably should be nothing, really. There's an air vent, and that looks like it. See, now, the problem is, let's type another motion. I have plenty of them. Okay, D11 looks like a big-ass room with nothing in it. So let's go ahead and open D11. Oops. And let's go in there with Robbie. Looks like just a big, long corridor. Oh, there's some scrap or something. Let's type gather. See what it is. Scrap acquired. Cool. You want all the scrap you can get. It's very important. There's some more scrap. Now, conversely, you can type gather all, and it will gather anything in the room. So if there's like a bunch of scrap in a room that you drive into, you can type gather all rather than having to type gather 800 times. Looks like room 6, the door to it is open. And oh, nice, another generator. That's nice. So what we're going to do is let's go back to Aaron. And since we don't want to go into room D12 yet because we don't really exactly know what's in there, let's bring let's bring Aaron over to room 6. So I think I can type navigate to R6. Conversely, I could manually control him, but this is kind of cooler. And don't let this scare you. It's not this daunting. Like, you get these basic commands down so fast that you'll start to feel like a hacker or something. You start to feel like a little programmer after a while. You're like, I'm controlling drones. Anyway, let's go down to ground level. Okay, Aaron is going to generate because he has the generator, and as you can see, the doors just turned green, now allowing us to access more of the ship. So let me bring back Robbie. I'm going to hit motion again just to see what's up. It looks like the room next to D2 is clear and the room next to D8 is clear. So let's open D8 and see what's back there. D8. Did you drink your D8 today? Doesn't look like anything's in D8, so we're going to come out of there. Let's open D2. Okay, looks good. And let's run a motion again. So this is where we don't know what's in there. We're hoping it's not dangerous. Since it's yellow, it's probably not. I don't even remember reading the infestation types. There might not be any. But let's protect Aaron over there, who's running the generator. So in case I open D4 and something is... actually, you know what? Yeah, I can open D4 because it's not powered. Okay, so I'm gonna have to bring Aaron back over to that first generator because that powered that D12 door. So let's go navigate to R2. R2. Meanwhile, we're gonna have to navigate Aaron back to R2 as well, because he's gonna have to go through door D12, door 12. Ah, these fans are awesome. I highly recommend it. It's from a company called Comfort Zone. It draws very little power off your computer, and it's a great little USB fan. By the way, while I have you guys, join me later tonight. I'm going to try to play through some Outlast with beer. Anyway, okay, so we're here. Let's get Aaron on that generator again so I can power up that door. Or open that door, rather. Okay, here we go. Chopsticks. I don't know what that means. D12 open, and let's hope there's nothing in there. Okay. Oh, shit. Sorry. D12, close. D12, close. Oh, man. Woo, there was something in there. That was bad. Okay, well, let's close D13 because it can come... Well, it's trapped in there. Okay, well, anyway, as you can see, Robbie just took a huge amount of damage. He took like 90 damage. So we're pretty much done here. The only room I couldn't get into was R9 because there's something in there. I don't have any weapons. I don't have anything, so there's no point in just going in there and getting killed. Once you lose a drone, the drone's gone. You'll start to get attached to your drones. I swear to God, it'll happen. So let's put Robbie back in his bay. He's pretty much done. He's at 20 hull power out of 110, so he's not doing so hot. Aaron, we're done. Pull out. And that's pretty much it for that ship. So what we're going to do is we're going to close our bay, or our airlock rather. We're going to type exit, and we are done with that ship. It's going to give us statistics of what we found. We found 2 scrap, no fuel, which really sucks. When you don't find fuel, it blows. And you'll see that going to more volatile ships and more dangerous ships, the reward yield is higher, obviously. I mean, that's how they get you to go on board these ships that are dangerous. But, when you go to these easy little ships where there's little to nothing, going on, you're probably not going to find much. Although I have seen ships that are completely void of anything, and you find all kinds of stuff, but it's rare. Anyway, so yeah, Robbie got jacked up on that run. So we're going to hit enter. It takes us back to our ship. Now, as you can see, since we didn't go anywhere, that was kind of nice. We didn't waste any propulsion resources. We also didn't gain any. Let's go to our drone bay, and we can see that he is at 20. But we need to fix him if we can. I don't think we got much scrap from that ship, but let's see. Let's go over to drones. Let's go to... we can repair his HP by 10, which requires one... let's see. One piece of scrap. So we can repair him for 40, I believe, yeah. So it's 1 unit of scrap will repair 10 hull. So 4 is obviously 40. That's all the scrap we have, but it's better than nothing. Let's go to E to hit execute, and as you can see, he's now at 60. It's the best we can do. Sorry, Robbie. He took one right up the nose. Anyway, let's go back to our map, and yeah, so you kind of get the idea. Now, let's see. Well, let me kill it there, and then I'll come back and we'll do another ship boarding, and you can kind of see how it works when we move around. Or we'll go over to this depot over here. I like the space stations. They're cool. But yeah, I'll be back.